Hey there, my name is Abhishek, and quick disclaimer first up, I am not a doctor and not a virologist, but I am someone who's got a fair amount of common sense, like most of us who are watching this video. So, this video is based purely on common sense principles, and the reason I'm making this video is there have been a lot of different videos, write-ups, and essentially media being thrown at all of us. Some with facts, some with claimed facts, some with propaganda, some with criticism of what's happening. But I believe there are a lot of us, myself included, who want to A, help, and B, not create any further trouble for people who are actually doing the job. So I thought we should kind of come up with kind of a generic implementable bullet list of things that we can do to help fight this pandemic of the coronavirus. And as of today, which is the 24th of March 2020, we are at a point where we really need to pull up our socks and make sure that we fight this thing the right way. And like I said, I thought the bullet list could help. So here I have a list of things that we can do to kind of help curb the spread of this virus. Again, all based on common sense. You don't need to be an expert on virology. You don't need to be an expert of any sort to understand that this is what is going to help. And yeah, let's get started right away. So first up, stay where you are, right? Self-isolation is the single biggest thing that we can do to contribute in curbing the spread of this particular virus. Now, experts tell us that the coronavirus has a life of or a lifespan of only about 12 to 14 hours outside of the human body, which essentially means that if this virus or a bunch of these viruses are deposited on any surface by an infected person, accidentally of course, the virus cannot survive beyond 12 to 14 hours. So the only way someone else can contract it and the virus can survive is if they come in physical contact with that particular surface or the person who's infected. So essentially, if you stay where you are, chances are you won't come in touch with this infected surface and the infected person. Also, any carriers who are inadvertently spreading the virus by coming in contact with people can avoid doing so simply by staying away from people. So stay where you are, stay with your family, stay with your flatmates, roommates, wherever you are at this particular point in time. And as far as possible, do not move out. We've been asked to do that for a few days. And trust me, I mean, if there were much bigger things asked of us, I think we wouldn't have had an option regardless. This is one of the easiest things we've been asked to do. Stay at home. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Let's start with that. There's a lot of debate on this one. I've been speaking to people over the phone and video conference, of course, wherein people claim to be stepping out only for the essentials. And I think this is time that we redefine essentials, right? I mean, yes, there are things. I love to have a cup of tea, and on a normal day, I would have said this is an essential thing for me to survive. But frankly, it isn't, right? Essentials are very easy to define. Anything that you can not live without is an essential thing for you. Anything that you can live without is not essentially essential. You get what I'm saying? So redefine your essentials. Step out only if there's an emergency. If not, do not step out. Make do with what you have at home. You have your family, you have your loved ones. I mean, if you're with people you love, you can surely find things that you can do. You can surely make things work. Redefine your essentials and, well, stay safe where you are. Tap into your digital circle. If you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling isolated, which essentially is the thing that you need to do right now, get in touch with people. You've got your gadgets, you've got your phones, your computers, a lot of different options of getting in touch with people. I mean, on an average day, it's not like we talk to everyone in person. So let's make use of technology. We're doing right now. You're watching this video on probably on your smartphone or your computer, and we've got a ton of different options to stay connected. Use the connections, or rather, use the options for staying connected, in keeping the distance that is required. And this includes people who are really close to you in terms of physically located close to you, your neighbors, people literally in your housing complex. I know you'd like to go and say hi, which we are often used to doing. But really, at this point in time, you don't know which one of us is a carrier, and that could include us, right? Literally, you and I. And the one thing that we need to do is we need to really, really simply, indiscriminately keep distance from every single person possible, every single location outside of our homes is essentially out of bounds as far as we can help it, right? Educate the less informed about social distancing. Now, social distancing is a term which sounds pretty complex. It's frankly a very simple thing to do. It's just staying where you are and not going out and mingling with people. But when it comes to people who have less access to information as opposed to you and I, I'm talking about domestic helps, the workers, the security guards, and the like. They're getting a lot of buzzwords, and they probably do not understand it as well as you and I do. So it's kind of our responsibility to, again, wherever possible and wherever necessary, to kind of explain these concepts to them, because they possibly live in areas which are more densely populated than you and I do, and it is even more essential that they practice social distancing to the best extent possible, right? So educate them over the phone, in other ways that are safe enough, right? But get the word out, help people understand what social distancing is, so that more and more of us do it, and essentially basically starve the virus off of its food, which is essentially humans, right? And last but not the least, listen to the authorities. Folks, regardless of what you think, what you and I think of whether or not the authorities are doing their job right, whether they're making the right decisions or not, look, they're out there right now, risking their lives so that you and I can stay home and have a chance at surviving this thing, right? So regardless of what we think of their decisions and actions, they're doing what they believe is in everyone's best interest. So the one thing we can do, you and I, is listen to them, follow every single instruction that the authorities are asking us to follow. If they say don't step out, do not step out. If they ask us to do a particular thing, give them the benefit of doubt. They probably know what they're asking for, or at least they have made the best guess possible from given the amount of information that they have. So that's pretty much it. That's the bullet list right here. And I mean, if you want to take a look, pause and take a look at it. It's right there. Now, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try and disseminate this particular list of things that we can do to as many people as I can. I'm probably gonna make this video in a couple of the languages that I'm fairly good at. And if any one of you want to help out creating this kind of a video, again, based on common sense alone. Remember, we're not trying to send out any facts. There is no information here which isn't available on much better informed organizations like the World Health Organization. So if you want information on the virus, the World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare website in India, these are the places to go and look for information. I mean, I shouldn't be telling you who to believe and who not to. It's pretty commonsensical. So forwards on social media aren't really what I would go to for my bites of information. So get your facts right. from the right places. But again, if you want to help out, spread this kind of a bullet list, the to-dos, please reach out in the comments, and maybe we could work together from a safe distance and get this out to more and more people in a language that they can understand. If you agree with this method that I've discussed here, the bullet list essentially, please just like this video. The likes are only for me to understand how many people agree with it. And if you don't agree, please also dislike this video. I also need to know if this information wasn't useful. So I can decide whether or not this approach is working. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I hope this made sense and it was worth your time. Stay home, stay safe, and hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.